Hello, and welcome to episode 60 of the Sunday League Pundit Show. On this week's show, we have myself, Stretch. We have my very good friend off-camera, Tin Ribs.
Hello.
And we are joined, as usual, by our very good friend, Jim Jam. How are you? Very
as insightful
tonight.
as always.
Very quiet tonight.
Yeah.
To realise who I'm sat with today, you will have to visit our shorts.
Yeah.
Or our video, social media in some description. And as such, we won't be having a Jim Jam the Statman stat.
Nope.
However, I do have a stat.
Probably more influential.
In as much as when Wolves got beat, they have now lost more home games in a calendar year than any other team in history in this country.
Ouch.
That was a stat I picked up from today.
That's
And they've got another one before the end of the year. Another home game.
Oh dear.
So they could even extend the record they've just set. Well, not really a record you want, but then Derby have got a record that they probably didn't want as well, which Saints are going to cruelly steal off them by the end of the season.
I was going to say, Saints look on a direct collision course with the Guinness Book of Records.
They certainly do.
Yeah.
And that one's probably never going to be beaten. So that seems like a great place to play the music. Hello and welcome to episode 60. We haven't got Jim Jam this week, albeit I've got his doppelganger on screen, as those that are watching will know.
Yep.
Hey Jim.
Good say he's been stitched up.
He's been stitched up. There you go.
Yeah, so.
We have stitched him up, literally, and stuck him in a corner with all his friends.
He's got less than that.
Shame he's not with Arteta. He'd have loads of fucking friends in the corner, wouldn't he? Right. We have a few things to discuss before we get into the football, I feel. Like, number one would be the official Mr. Coote has been sacked by the FA.
Are you surprised?
Now, I'm not at all surprised, but my one takeaway from that is whoever his friend was that recorded that needs a fucking good kicking.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're going to record a professional member of your friends group and then stick it out for everyone to see, you are a massive prick.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you've done that for money.
Yeah, it's not exactly.
So you're willing to screw your mate out. Maybe he said some things that he shouldn't have said. Who do you know that has never said anything bad?
Yeah.
Name one person you've met that's never, ever said anything bad in their life.
Well, I wouldn't even say he said anything bad. He said a lot of things accurate, to be honest. I mean, we've all seen the photos of how.
And that's what I was just about to say.
But I think he's lost his job more through the fact that there's videos and stuff of him snorting lines of coke, and he was clearly under the influence during that video. He's clearly under the influence.
That admittedly is.
So I think that's why he's lost his job. I think if it had just been calling Klopp a CUNT, which is pretty accurate, I don't think that would have warranted him losing his job. I think it would have just been like a slap on the wrist. No longer a Premier League referee. Go down, be Championship. But I think the substances is what lost him his job. I mean, I could be very wrong.
I may have to get my phone and mute it because I haven't muted it again. I've done that thing again.
Quick, send him a message.
Yeah, I mean,
we live in a very fragile generation where.
I mean, that's kind of where I was going with it.
I mean,
don't get me wrong. I fully agree with somebody. I can't remember who it was, but somebody said, "Well, I think the officials need to be drug tested." Do you know what? I'm all with that.
Yeah.
You're with professional athletes that are drug tested, and you are in control of them.
They also have to maintain a level of fitness themselves because they technically are athletes themselves. They're running around for 90 minutes.
I wouldn't like to keep up with a Premier League game of football. Not even to ref it.
Yeah, could you imagine that?
If I'm allowed to stand in the centre circle, fill your boots. But you have to be on the spot.
You imagine being on the 18-yard box, watching the flow of the game, Carl Walker gets the ball and starts running. Yeah, you've got to go with him. You've got to go with him.
Yeah, now that's not so much of a problem. But if Mbappe goes, well, admittedly, fuck all's going to happen when he gets to the other end at the moment, but you're never going to catch him.
No.
Like, you imagine trying to keep up with him. Absolute nightmare.
I mean,
so yeah, I mean, I totally agree that officials should be drug tested. You're in a professional job with professional athletes, of which you are basically one, like you've just said. You are basically a professional athlete.
Yeah.
They go through training. They even have training camps because I've seen them go through it. Because Neville and Carragher went.
Yeah. I mean,
they're serious fucking setups.
You've also got to think they've got to maintain a level of awareness, sharpness, focus for 90 minutes. That's a long time.
As a driver, I can tell you an hour.
They are
is a long time to have to concentrate.
They are literally athletes themselves.
Of course they are. Yeah, and I totally agree with that. I do think that he should have been sacked for the drugs thing.
Yep.
Not so much for his opinion thing, but I do think his mate should have a good hiding.
But again, unfortunately, we live in a generation where freedom of speech is removed because the minute you start prioritising feelings over fact, freedom of speech is gone.
Yeah, I have to agree.
So
I have to agree. It's like all this thing with Ricky Gervais said it best, where he says, "Well, that's offensive." No, it's not. You found it offensive. Yeah. That doesn't make it offensive. Yeah. That just means you found it offensive. There's things that I find offensive, and I'm like, well, that's a bit much. Do you know what I do?
What, you mean like Arteta in the Arsenal job?
Yeah, that's offensive.
Yeah.
That offends me greatly. I just move on past and carry on with my day because it offended me. It's not going to end my life. It's not going to change my life in any way. I'm just a bit annoyed or a bit upset or a bit fed up or a bit shocked or whatever that feeling of offence is.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I'm feeling.
I just want to point
Move on.
I just want to point out, I can't really sleep unless I've pissed at least one person off during the day. So there's actually an art to being offensive. You have to learn a lot about people, then be offensive.
To be good at it.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I agree.
You know, by saying, oh, that's offensive, it's kind of a... It shades on the shit that I have to do to actually be in a position to annoy people.
Yeah, I found that really offensive. When
absolutely
I can sleep tonight, thank you.
If I know I've ruined someone's day, I sleep like a baby.
Yeah, it's annoying when you offend someone they don't tell you, because then you've got to keep pissing people off until you find someone that does admit it.
Yeah, it's when they go straight to HR. He said this.
Right, so we're gonna. I've currently got my phone and Sky running the City United game. It's actually ITV. It's on. So you're going to have to use yours for the results for the week.
Absolutely. No
so if we run through them. The one I'd like to start with is Fulham-Liverpool, if we may.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Because there was a contentious decision to send off Robertson, which I don't think was contentious at all. Because, I'll tell you for why. Because they go, oh, well, when he kicked the ball, Van Dijk definitely would have got the ball. Firstly, Van Dijk definitely would have done nothing. He may have got the ball first. He may not have.
Yeah.
However, had Robertson not been there and made that challenge, Wilson wouldn't have hit the ball that hard. He'd have gently taken it into his stride and had a shot on goal.
Yeah.
Because Robertson was there and took him off his feet, that goal scoring opportunity was then gone.
Yeah.
Red card. And people are moaning, well, when they played on, they had another goal scoring opportunity. Yeah, but I don't get a red card for taking you out, and then he's got a goal scoring opportunity, but I've taken you out. You ruined that goal-scoring opportunity, not the next one. You ruined Wilson's shot at goal. Wilson had a shot at goal at a potential, and you ruined it. That's what you're being sent off for, stopping his shot at goal, not the next one. Stop moaning about the next one. But Liverpool fans, innit? Moan about everything. Always right.
Always the victims.
Always the victims.
It was a red
As you
card.
can tell, this podcast is not very Liverpool friendly because, well, they're all morons, quite frankly. So
it's a red card. The one thing
deal with it.
One thing that always annoys me is they go, Van Dijk would have got there. Would he? Can you prove that? Can you prove to me that he would have got there?
Well, tell me that if Robertson wasn't there, that ball would have gone in the same direction for a start.
The thing is, though, let's put it this way. I'm going to use a moment from a Leeds game because obviously I watch more Leeds games and I have more moments that I can... When Burnley beat us 1-0, after absolutely getting their asses handed to them, they scored on a break. Solomon would have definitely got him had he not slipped over. Oh, hang on a minute. He slipped over. No one plans that shit. How do you know Van Dijk's not going to slip over? Was it Cucurella the other day took his fucking boots off because he kept falling over?
Yeah, he kept going.
He kept falling over. So how can you turn around and say he's definitely going to get there when you've got... He could slip. He might not have read it properly. I mean, Liverpool got away with
and he plays for Liverpool. Slipping is in your history.
And Liverpool got away with an absolute belting clear-cut penalty against Southampton where the keeper should have got it but completely misread it and then clatted out Armstrong out.
Wiped him out.
Because he missed the ball.
That was 100%.
He missed the ball. But,
and it wasn't given.
But any other time, you're going to go, oh, he's got that every time. Oh, he's got that every time. Look at Petr Cech in the, was it 2008 Euros? They're in the semi-finals, 1-0 up. Cross comes in like the 90th minute. All right, Czech's got that. Dropped the ball straight to the striker and they scored.
Yeah. Well, look at that. Was it when... Did Everton beat Liverpool or Liverpool beat Everton? Because one of the keepers hit it. It went straight up, dropped down, and the striker just knocked it. I think it was against Everton, wasn't it? Because Origi was the guy on the line.
I think so, yeah.
Where it sort of fell on him, hit him and went in. Anything can happen when the ball goes in the box.
So this whole, he definitely would have done it. Like
look at Onana. You set up that straight shot during the week against Onana.
And then
everybody's looking at that going, oh, what an easy save. That shot's pathetic. Goal! What the fuck just happened there? So nobody can tell me that anything definitely would have happened. Because I can tell you now, it definitely wouldn't have gone the way you think it's going to.
Let's word it like this. You know when you look at you do your ACCA, and you look at the teams and you go, oh, they're definitely going to win. They're definitely going to win.
Yeah.
So you looked at Liverpool,
so
Forest.
You've retired
you look at Liverpool and Forest and you go, yeah, Liverpool are definitely going to win this. Definitely going to win that. They're definitely going to win that.
Yeah.
Oh, they just lost 1-0.
Yeah.
What was that about it definitely happening? Man City are going to win the league this year. Not looking so fucking close now, is it? In fact,
Spurs are definitely going to beat Ipswich.
Absolutely. I mean, at the moment, I'd say Chelsea are probably the most likely to win the league. Their form is absolutely blistering.
And Liverpool again got lucky with the draw because they should have lost. And again, I'll say what I said before: Liverpool are not and have not been convincing.
No, they haven't.
And I've had people message me on the socials, bitching, saying, "Well, Liverpool deserve to be at the top." I never said they didn't. What I said was they're there and they've been unconvincing. That doesn't mean they don't deserve to be there. Well, they've got the points. They deserve to be there. Look at the last title
Alex Ferguson ever won. Let's look at that last title. That team didn't deserve, that team was not good enough to win the league.
Not even close.
I'd probably say a good 70% of those games, they literally scraped through.
Oh, yeah, they did.
They didn't look like worthy winners. They didn't look like worthy winners.
But they won.
But they did what was needed. And sometimes, if you're going to win a league, you've got to win ugly.
If after 38 games, you're in first, regardless of how you got there, do you deserve to win the league?
You mean like Chelsea under Mourinho?
Basically. Do you deserve to win that league if you finish first after 38 games?
Yeah, because you've done it.
It doesn't fucking matter how you get there.
But this was
so I'm not saying Liverpool don't deserve to be first. So what I'm saying is they've been very, very unconvincing and they're lucky to be there. They've got away with a lot of penalty decisions against them, and they've had a lot of penalty decisions for them where they've won on a penalty in the last few minutes that they probably shouldn't have had, or they've not given penalties away that they should have given away.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying they don't deserve it. I'm saying they've not been convincing.
No. I mean, I'm going to word it like this. People forget. And it's like, oh, it's how you measure success. And I'm going to word it quite literally like this. I was having a conversation with two lads at work. One's a Liverpool fan, one's a Villa fan. And the Liverpool fan's giving shit to the Villa fan.
Do they listen to this?
No, I don't believe they do.
Okay.
I couldn't give a shit anyway.
I was going to say what you've said about them off air, like, but I won't.
No.
Don't listen.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'll happily say it to their face. But no, and we were saying, like, basically the Liverpool fan was trying to give Villa fans shit for not winning anything. I said, well, hang on a minute. I'm just going to ask you a question. Villa might not be in the Champions League position at the moment, right? I said, but I'm going to ask you a question. In 1996, when Aston Villa beat Leeds United to win the League Cup final, where did Villa finish in the league? Don't know. Oh, that's interesting. So, a couple of years ago, when Liverpool won a trophy, where were they in the league? Couldn't remember. In 98, when so-and-so won something, where were they in the league? No one remembers. No one remembers where you finished in the league. You know what they remember? That you fucking won something. And everyone's talking about, oh yeah, well, Tottenham have been getting in the top six for... Doesn't
I would like
matter.
To poo-poo that just on one particular condition.
Go on.
Nobody seems to remember the remaining cup when somebody's done a treble. Who won the League Cup when United won their treble? In 1999.
Liverpool?
Okay, let me give you a hint. I remember because it fucking annoyed me.
Arsenal? No?
It annoyed me.
Oh, Tottenham?
Tottenham.
There you go.
Nobody remembers that Tottenham won the League Cup
there you go.
in 99 because United. Yeah. Who won the last cup when City did their treble just a few years ago?
I'm going to go with Liverpool again.
Mad, isn't it? You can't remember who's won a cup because somebody's done something better. Yeah. That's the only condition where winning something is not remembered, when somebody's done something spectacular.
Yeah.
Right? But other than that, like, okay, 2005, Arsenal won the FA Cup on penalties against United. Completely undeserved, because we were shocking and United were great, but we held on and beat them on penalties. Where did we finish?
I'm going to say third.
No. But you don't know, though. That's the point. Is you don't know. Nobody knows.
That's the point.
We finished fourth, but
yeah, but that's my point. So it's all good standing there going, "Oh yeah, where did you finish in the league? Where did you finish?" No one cares, and this is why when I said Ten Hag is one of the top 3 most successful managers of the last 2 years.
Well, I got shit because I called that episode where we talked about Ten Hag. Is Ten Hag a genius?
Yeah.
I got slagged off for calling him a genius. I'm like, we're asking the question. We're not saying it. I think he's a genius because with one of the worst teams I've seen in the last 40 years, he won 2 cups in 2 years.
One of the worst Man United teams I've seen.
I keep getting told what a genius Mrs. Arteta is, the assistant manager that is currently in charge at Arsenal. What has he won? Piss all. He won the FA Cup with a team that wasn't his because Emery got that far.
Yep.
And it was Emery's team. So I'm not accepting that as a win for him. Since he put his stamp and all his fucking friends in the side.
I just want to say, him winning that FA Cup is the same as Roberto Di Matteo winning the Champions League. He took over for like 2 games.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. So, yeah.
It's not you that's won that. The team's won it because it was set up previously by somebody else that was going to win it.
Yeah.
The only time that fails, by the way, is when Tottenham get to a final, sack Mourinho, and then they go into the final and get hammered.
Lol.
Don't know why I brought that up. I remember it really clearly. I can't remember why.
I don't know.
Maybe because it was entertaining. So, for me, success is winning things. For you, success is winning things. For Arsenal right now and their ownership, it seems that success is... excuse me. Sorry, Jim. For me, success is winning and being successful. Successful.
Yeah.
To the Arsenal hierarchy right now, success is finishing above Spurs. Because we're finishing above Spurs, Arteta is king. It's not good enough for me. I'm sorry.
I agree.
It's not good enough for me. It's like if somebody says to me, okay, Leeds are going to win the championship this year. Is that good enough for Leeds? No, because they should be in the top flight. For me, Leeds are a team that should be in the top flight. So winning the championship is not good. Yes, because you're in there, it's great.
Yeah.
Because you're in there, you've won it and you're up. Brilliant. But that's not good enough for Leeds. You're telling me being in the championship is good enough for Leeds? No. Is it fuck? I'm sorry. And I know it's your team, like.
It's true, though.
But they are better than that. Or should be.
I'd like to think we are.
They should be better than that.
I would say that...
With the history, like Villa.
Yeah. I would say with the infrastructure, the history that we have, the fan base and all that, we are better than the Championship.
Yeah.
But, I mean, again, last season, I even showed you, right at the end when we were starting to get the lead, we were starting to look convincing. There was a couple of really dodgy decisions that referees made that went against us. And I stated the FA do not want us out of the Championship because we generate far too much money.
You do generate quite a bit of cash.
And we literally do. And that's one of the problems we have.
It's not because they're a big football club. It's because all the players are whores and they donate 20% to the league.
That's it, yeah. But it's like, literally, we are a massive club.
Yeah. I mean, the fan base alone, and I hate bigging them up when you're here, because you're here and you support them. But the fan base is massive.
Yeah. I mean, we are a one-city club. You've got to remember that.
Bit like Newcastle.
Yeah.
But there's other places, you feel free to turn that off completely, by the way. There's other places that are one-city clubs. Or one club city, should I say. And they're still not that sort of size.
No.
You know, I just think they deserve a little bit better, really. But all this, again, football doesn't care what you deserve.
Oh, God, no.
Doesn't care what your fans think.
Look at Oldham.
You earn.
Look at Oldham.
Swindon or another one.
Yeah, but Oldham are like conference now.
Yeah, Swindon and League Two.
Yeah. But Oldham were literally one of the first few teams in the Premier League. They were up there.
They were founder members, Oldham were. They were in there in the first year in '93.
So was Swindon.
And now they're languishing. along with Swindon.
I mean it's not obviously Premier League standard now, but that ground is a Premier League ground.
And I've been to Swindon because I took Ethan when Mac first got promoted in 2018 or whenever it was. So in 2019, the first game of the season, I said to him, whatever game one is, we're going. We're fucking Swindon away. I'm like, it's fucking miles away. Brilliant. But I kept my promise and I took him. And I was sat there and I even said to Ethan on the day, I said, enjoy, this used to be a Premier League ground. And he was like, was it? Because it's not massive. Do you know what I mean? I went, yeah, so they were founder members. These were, I'm sure Swindon were founder members of the Premier League. Well, they certainly in there the first couple of years if they weren't founder members. And now they're in League Two and playing Macclesfield, who've just been promoted. Like, you know, things can change so quickly.
Yeah. I mean, look at Luton. They're going to be dropping quickly at this rate.
League One if they carry on.
Scary.
It's shocking, really, isn't it? Because like you look at it and you think,
Blackpool.
God, they put up a real fight they did in the Premier League. Like, every game was a battle. Arsenal just beat them. Tottenham just beat them. Liverpool struggled to beat them. Like these big, massive clubs that are going to Luton.
Someone's garden shed.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Crawling over somebody's washing to get into the ground and struggling against Luton. And you think, when they'll go down, but they'll fucking fly straight back up. They're going to have no problem.
Yeah,
and then they get relegated, and it's like they've just been promoted from the conference into the championship.
What's my madness so is much. The amount of clubs like Blackpool, for example, they fight so hard to get up there for that one season, and then it's just like...
Yeah, and then it just seems as though, like, when they've had that season, it's like, wow, we've been there now. Done it now. We've been in the Premier League. We've got... Like, Ipswich are up there putting up a massive fight.
Yeah. You know what? Start of the season, I didn't want Ipswich to stay up, but I won't lie. I am growing a little bit of love for them.
And that's it. But it's because the heart they show on a pitch.
Yeah, absolutely.
The effort they put in, the fact that they look like they care. Because if you look at Southampton and you look at Ipswich look like they want to stay in the Premier League. Southampton look like they want to get Martin sacked.
Yeah,
that's how it looks. I'm sorry, but that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it thinking, you'd all get fucking sacked for me, all them players. I'd replace them all because none of them are putting the effort in. It's just shocking. That all came about 20 minutes of talking because we talked about one game, which was the 2-2 draw between Fulham and Liverpool. So what's the next game anyway?
So we have... we'll skip that one. We got Newcastle versus Leicester.
Newcastle-Leicester, what was the score?
4-0 to Newcastle. Talking about teams struggling at the bottom.
Oh, yes, I remember that one because Ruud van Nistelrooy's come in and said, well, you know, we knew it would struggle at some point. And they really did struggle in that one.
Yeah.
I mean, Newcastle pretty much went to town on them, if you excuse the expression. Yeah, that wasn't much.
No. I still question the appointment of Ruud van Nistelrooy, if I'm honest. I still don't understand the... They made out that it was some sort of massive coup, though. It's like, we've just signed him. Okay.
Yeah, they haven't signed the player, Ruud van Nistelrooy, though, have they? They've signed the manager that we don't really know. And yes, he did all right at Man United, but...
For a couple of games.
Everyone's going to do all right.
For a couple of games.
Yeah, but everyone's going to do all right at United in that situation because the players play for the manager. Yeah. And they hated the last manager, clearly, because they obviously wanted to get him sacked, a bit like Southampton at the moment.
Yeah.
So you're going to go in there and you're going to give them a bounce anyway because you know they're not putting the effort in for the last manager.
Yeah.
Or the only way you can go from there is up, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're not getting any worse than that.
I just think it's a bizarre appointment. Bizarre appointment.
Very strange.
Very strange. So the next game is Wolves Ipswich. Now, we can talk about this one because obviously today we have... Oh. You all right?
Yeah, sorry. Just sorting out an issue on screen.
So this game had a result of a result.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll come back to this one, actually.
Okay.
I was going to bring this one up, and then I thought, you know what? Let's not. Let's go.
We can talk about that later.
Aston Villa Forest. Forest continue their climb to the top. Quite literally, the climb to the top.
Forest, for me, are a massively underrated side.
I think they're doing phenomenal.
And I've been saying it for a little while. I didn't think they were as good as they are being, but I thought they were better than they were being perceived to be.
Yeah.
I think Gibbs-White is one of the best midfielders below the top 6 in the Premier League, if not the best outside the top 6, to be fair to him. And Chris Wood is just on fire. I don't know what's going on.
Great player.
I mean, I always thought he was a good player. I didn't realise he was as good as he's being. But yeah, fair play, Chris Wood. You're doing well.
Yeah, and that actually bumps Notts Forest into the 5th position and puts.
You can't call them Notts Forest, don't you? People go Notts. You have
I know.
Nottingham Forest.
I know. We went over this, but I decided to throw it. I'm just going to keep throwing it in there.
I'm going to apologise.
The reason is, look, Jim Jam isn't here.
That's offensive.
Jim Jam isn't here. Someone's got to be a dick.
That's his job.
I know.
It's Stitch's job.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, like you point out, on the shorts, that's going to be talking.
I think on the shorts, yeah.
If that talks on the shorts, it's going to be absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, because I'll be looking the other way for a start. So I'll be looking the other way.
I don't want to talk to you. I refuse to talk to you today. But yeah, Nottingham Forest, they've beat Aston Villa. Really late goal. Yeah, unfortunate for Villa.
Yep.
So let's go to the elephant in the room. Arsenal-Everton. Let's keep it short.
I can take this one for you.
Can we keep it short because we haven't got? I do want to go home.
Right. This is how short it's going to be. We have an assistant manager that's come in and not realised what everybody in the world realises: Arsenal need a striker. We still haven't signed one. We tried with Jesus, who's not a striker, but he is a friend of Mikel Arteta. So we signed him. We signed Zinchenko. Blah 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 blah. None of these players were good enough. They're all shite. Arteta still doesn't realise that we need a recognised striker. And unfortunately, and I will say this before we go into too much about them, Aston Villa. The Tyrannosaurus Rex. Oh. He is amazing.
Yep.
If we go in for Watkins in January, I guarantee we'll get him.
Oh, God, yeah.
They'll be happy to let him go because they've got another one.
Yeah, Duran's absolutely
Duran is brilliant. Watkins is an Arsenal fan. And you can sit down with Watkins and go, we don't have a striker. That spot is yours. So we will sign you and you will be our number one.
Yeah.
You'll be our number one striker. Come join us. You know, this team that you've supported since you were a boy. Come be our number one striker. Are you telling me that's not every kid's dream to go and be the number one in your position for that club?
Pretty much.
But I bet Arteta goes, we've just found this great midfielder.
Named
Spanish.
Patrick Bamford.
He's Spanish.
El Bamford.
And he used to go to school with Mikel Arteta. And then we're just going to sign this right back who used to train under Mikel Arteta. It's going to be fucking horrendous, mate.
I mean, we do have a fantastic midfielder called El Bamford. And
you do?
Yeah, we'll happily sell him to you.
Why is he always stood next to the opposing goalkeeper?
I don't know.
If he's a midfielder.
Oh, the amount of times that guy's offside is sickening me. It's fucking driving me.
That's literally if you look in dictionary as born offside, there's no description. It's just a picture of Bamford.
It is. I don't want him going to. I don't want to talk about it. He drives me nuts.
It's a shame. But yeah, that's all I've got to say on Arsenal. We need a striker. Arteta's bellend, and he doesn't realise that we need a striker, even though he's been in charge for 5 years.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to the Wolves game.
Well. They played really well. No, they didn't.
Kuna's playing really well.
And he's out for a little while now because of his... It reminded me a little bit of like what Girls Aloud would do when they get ready for a concert. He scratted at someone's face. And then he pulled his glasses off and ran off with them. Like, you know, like you do with your 2-year-old. You go, got your nose. He went, got your glasses, and fucking ran off with them. I hope he gets a massive ban. I wanted Arsenal to sign him because I think as a striker, he's got it all.
Yeah.
And he, I think, would be brilliant in the Arsenal team because he is willing to come back and get involved, which is what Arsenal do, but he also scores some bangers as well. And he's willing to have a shot, which not many of our players are. I think that was beyond childish. That was horrendous.
It was funny.
It was a bit funny, but it was horrendous. And I don't even know what Antoniori's issue was. He'd already been booked, so I get why he got a red card for his second yellow kicking off at the end. But I don't know what he's kicking off for. I think it was Delap that had said something to him. Just go, fuck off, you dickhead, and walk off. Why are you kicking off? You've been booked. You know if you get booked again, you're going to miss a game. So just stop it. Don't be a dickhead. No, it was a dickhead. Turned around, obviously said something, got booked for it. And that's it. That's his next game gone. Cunha will probably play the next game because that will have to go to appeal because he wasn't sent off.
No, but it'll go through like a...
That will go to an appeal and a board. And he'll probably get a good ban. Maybe 4 or 5 games. But when you're a petulant child, you deserve it. Stop being that stupid.
Yeah.
You know you're not allowed to behave like a 2-year-old, so just don't. It's not rocket science, is it? Let's be honest.
Not really. But yes, obviously...
But after the Wolves game, there was another result.
Yes.
What was that, Tin Ribs?
Well, unfortunately, when results are not going your way, there has to be a head that rolls. And
you get the tic-tac.
Yes, and it looks like Gary O'Neill's career as the Wolves manager has expired.
To an abrupt end. He has been given the tic-tac. He has been sacked as manager of Wolverhampton Wanderers, to which I am certain the Wolves fans are going to be rather happy about.
You know what? I mean, obviously, whenever
I've got one Wolves fan that's very vocal on Facebook on my list.
Yeah.
And he was absolutely apoplectic that they'd sacked him. And he wants the board out, not the manager.
Absolutely. I've got a few Wolves friends, and they're all the same. And I was about to say, I actually feel sorry for him because Wolves have been in decline for a lot longer than this season. I mean, they've been on, what? Yeah, Lopetegui left at the start of the season because there was no funds there.
Yep. Wasn't being backed at all.
Wasn't being backed. And was that so last season? No, it was was it the January time? When did he leave? Because he left, didn't he? Because of the backing. And then O'Neill came in and he did really well initially.
Yeah, he did do all right.
But the fact of the matter is, if there's nothing there, there's nothing in the kitty, there's only so much you can do. And I'm starting to wonder.
Well, Wolves have been a selling club. So you've got to ask, where's the kitty going, I think is more the point.
You said
because there's money going in.
They were a buying club when they were in a championship and bought all those Premier League standard Portuguese players in the championship and absolutely stomped it. And then it stopped. And it's just been a slow trickle away since. And then all of a sudden, despite the fact they're selling players like Jota at a profit, we've got no money. That's worrying.
Yeah, you have to wonder where that money's going.
And as a Wolves, a Wolves fan, I would be very concerned.
There's a few things. Are you in debt? In which case you need to worry about it because you're selling players to clear a debt, that's like paying your mortgage on a credit card.
No one has said anything about.
That's not a good thing. Or your owners are like, we want out, so we're just selling these players, and that cash is going in my arse rocket. Then I'm going to sell the club. Yeah, and then it's somebody else's problem.
And I'm wondering which way around it is.
If I had to swing one way or the other, I would say that they're probably selling to clear debt.
I think so.
I'm going to go for paying your mortgage on a credit card.
Yeah, it does seem a little bit...
Which is never going to end well. It's always going to end you up in a mess. And guess what? They're in a mess. A big mess.
And I don't think Gary O'Neill's the worst coach in the world.
Can they afford to sack him? I mean, they just have, but has that put a bigger hole in it? Now we've sacked Gary O'Neill, we're going to have to sell you to pay for the debt.
But who are they bringing in? Who's available?
Who's going to want it?
That's it.
Look at the way it's being run. Well, hang on, you sold Jota, you sold him like Jimenez.
Yeah.
Where's all that money gone? Like, you're not going to ask that in an interview because you want the job, but that's the questions I'd want to know the answers to. Well, where's the profit from all these players that he's selling? Like, because you haven't given it your manager because he hasn't bought anybody.
Nope.
And then you take it out on him when he's not getting results with a team that's
bare bones
40% worse than it was when you were doing okay in the Premier League. And now you're wondering why we weren't winning the league. We were just holding our heads above water, finishing mid-table. And now you're telling me 40% of our talent has gone, but I've got no money to replace it. That's a rough place to be. A very rough place to be.
I had to quickly check this one up. Pedro Neto, they sold him for 52 million.
That's a lot of money, isn't it? Where is it?
Yeah.
Can your owners be trusted?
They sold Max
with the wallet?
For 38 million.
Okay, that's 90 million with two.
Yeah. So that's That's the players that they've been selling. But then I look at who they've brought in. Andre was 19. Sam Johnson was 10. Gomez was 13. They've not brought anyone in that's... Thomas Doyle, 6.9. The rest are on like... Oh, sorry.
39 million spent.
Yeah, I mean, what's going on?
So that's £60 million there that's disappeared.
Yeah. So the question is, what is going on there?
And if you're selling at 58 million and replacing with 19 million, do you reckon you're going to have the same standard? You're not Brighton. You can't be bringing in these players for nothing and have them turn into superstars. I mean, Brighton are the only team that are doing that right now.
We've done something similar, but it's hard to do. I mean, we sold Somerville for 26 million. We didn't really have to sell him at this point because we'd already sort of cleared the financial fair play. And we brought in Ramazani, who, for me, looks better. From what I have seen.
From the few games that I've seen, it is only a few.
Unfortunately, he had an injury and he's, it's unfortunate and he's just on his way back in. But if you said to me, "Oh, you can have Somerville back," I'll stick with Ramazani at the moment. I genuinely think
that says a lot, though, doesn't it?
I genuinely think
he
really liked him. I liked Somerville, but he was a little bit of a one-trick pony.
Bit like we've now worked out that Martinelli is at Arsenal.
Yeah, and it is that way, where you sort of look at who you've sold, where you sold, and it's mad that the team as we stand at the moment is better than our team last season.
Yeah,
and that Ao Tanaka,
bloody well as well.
That Ao Tanaka for 3.2 million. I'm telling you now, that guy's Premiership ready. Oh yeah, Man United 2-1 up. It's literally took them 3 minutes to...
Oh, for context, right? I looked at the screen not very long ago at all.
I mean, that's an absolute finish.
And City were winning 1-0.
Watch this finish. It's absolutely delicious. I mean, that is...
And United have literally just scored the second goal.
Absolutely.
I mean, to be fair to him, that it wasn't a great connection, but it was a very good finish.
Yeah. Yeah.
But United are now, as we stand, 2-1 up in the 91st minute. Oh, City. I am going to stand by what I said months ago. City are a one-man team. And now they don't have that one man. They're shite.
Yeah, they are starting to fall apart. But yeah, so as I was saying, so sometimes you can sell a player at a high price, bring someone
Brighton
in.
do it all the time. I want their director of football.
Oh, yeah.
Are you telling me you don't want Matoma for a couple of million?
Hell yeah.
Who not only brings in shitloads of revenue from his homeland, but is an amazing footballer.
Oh, absolutely.
What? And then you're going to have Evan Ferguson, who, by the way, is probably 3 or 4 times the player that fucking Eddie Nketiah is.
Oh, have you not heard? They're willing to let him go. But all the Premier League clubs that are interested in want him on loan. There's only one club who's actually wishing to pay money for him.
Leeds.
Absolutely. That is one link that I am hoping to God we stamp that seal on.
That would be a cracking signing for Leeds.
That would change our season.
You'd have to let the rich man go, though.
Oh, please do. Please.
The rich man would have to go. For those that don't know, Bamford is wealthy outside of football.
Yeah. But the interesting thing is, I heard a stat the other day, and it blew my mind. I had to double check. You know when you're watching the football, and then they say something, you go, bollocks. And then you check it and go, shit, you're right. All Leeds fans are moaning, we don't score enough goals. We can't finish our dinner. We can't score. We're the highest scoring team in the league.
What's your finishing percentage to your shots on target?
Probably not fucking very good.
I think that's more the point, isn't it? If you're watching your team, if you're watching your team and you've had 40 shots on target and you score 3 goals, you've won 3-0, but you're thinking, we should have had 11.
Yeah.
So you're looking at it going, that was a poor game, that was.
Yeah.
So by the time you're in a situation where you are now, your fans are thinking, we just don't finish half of our chances. Like, we don't even finish a quarter of them. But you're making 6 times more chances than anybody else in the league.
Yeah.
So even them small percentage that you're finishing is beating their large percentage that they're finishing because they're getting nowhere near the amount of chances that you're creating.
So you imagine putting someone like Ferguson up front for us?
I think it'd be fucking super. I mean, for a start, I think it'd be a brilliant acquisition in the Championship anyway. And I think having half a season now in the Championship would warm him up for the next season in the Premier League.
If what is being said is true, and there's quite a few people with lucrative information who have put this out, a certain famous...
this one here.
Yeah.
Right here.
That's
next
that
to me.
But there's a very famous, I'm not going to name names even though everybody will know who I'm talking about, very famous commentator who always knows every deal that's going on and everything out there before anyone else announces it.
Is it me? Are you on about me?
No, he's slightly more famous than you. Slightly. But even he has stated that the only club willing to pay money at the moment is Leeds.
I think he's a great player.
Now, for me, the only thing is he willing to take that chance of coming down for one season? Is he willing to take that chance that
he's not getting game time, is he?
No, he's not.
So would you rather go for a permanent position where, like, if he looks at it logically, I know footballers aren't logical all the time, but
their agents are the ones that aren't logical, mate.
Yeah, I don't know who his agent is, if it's a family member or whatever, but I think if he looks at it logically, he's going to look going, well, Leeds are the type of team where if I can go in there and score 3 goals in my first 10 games, I'm already going to be a hero.
Yeah.
They're going to love me. And when you loved at Leeds, you loved. And that's it. It would then take some fucking doing to get rid of that. And if you're then going to help them get into the Premier League, they'll worship you. If you then score a few goals in the Premier League, you're even elevated again. So, I mean, from a personal pride and personal...
He stands a good chance to become a legend.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, you've got to look at Rafinha, right?
And all he's got to do is keep Leeds or help keep Leeds in the Premier League. You don't have to win anything there, not for the first few years. Because it's just about survival.
Look at Rafinha. Look at Rafinha. That guy is a club legend. He was only there 2 seasons. The fact that he still now keeps interest in Leeds. I mean, there's that brilliant photo from recently. The Brazilian team had a couple of internationals and then went to a theme park. And the photo has like Alisson and everything all waving. And there's Rafinha doing the Leeds salute on camera. So he still obviously appreciates the fans and all that. I mean, after he scored the winner and kept us in the Premier League, he dived into the fans, and literally that photo is immortalised now. He's immortalised in the Leeds fans. He was only there 2 seasons.
Literally in the fans as well.
Yeah. He's only there for 2 seasons. He's only been there for 2 seasons. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank is still considered one of the greatest strikers we have ever had. He was only there for, 3 years?
Yeah, he wasn't there very long, was he?
So...
the Man City game's just finished.
I know, yeah.
And it was Manchester City 1, Manchester United 2.
Manchester is red.
United scored in the 88th and 90th minute.
Yeah.
But dearie me.
So hopefully that rumour is true, and in January there might be a nice sale. Anyway, shall we wrap up very quickly with Crystal Palace Brighton? Did you see that coming?
Was that today?
This morning, yeah.
Yeah. I heard a little bit on the radio, but I don't know what the full-time result was. Because my Daryl, who listens to the pod, and is a friend of the pod, got in touch about the team that he runs from Tamworth. And he said that one of the guys couldn't make it, unfortunately. So would my son be able to? Because he runs a football team from Tamworth for kids that have got certain conditions.
Yes.
Medical conditions or ADHD or the likes.
Autism and stuff like that.
My son's got autism and he struggles with a couple of medical conditions. So he asked, would Zach be up for coming and just maybe getting a few minutes here and there? And I'm like, yeah, no problem. Where is it? Well, it's in Burton. It's St George's Park, it was. Which was a great experience for him to go and experience St George's Park.
Phenomenal experience.
Really, really good place. They played 4 10-minute 5-a-side games. Zach actually got a lot of minutes, to be fair. He played quite a lot. 1-2, lost 2. But yeah, it was a phenomenal experience. So I can't thank Daryl enough for involving him in that. He's also said that he'll involve him in future as well, which is
that's fantastic.
Which is amazing.
So
thank you for that.
Yeah, so at half time, it was 2-0 to Crystal Palace. Now keep in mind how well Brighton have been lately.
I heard it was 2-0 on the radio when I was talking to Zach on the way back.
Yeah, he got yellow carded. Now, he is in my dream team. And at this point, I kind of need some points because I got Breathwaite sat on the bench who's just scored 6 points the day before and I'm not going to get him. Yeah. So I'm like, right, you need to do something now. You need to get a bloody goal to erase that yellow card. So, in the second half, Sarr scores a 3rd goal. And then, in the 87th minute, Gahey gets his goal.
Woo!
In the wrong bastard net.
It was an own goal. not
so
a
so
team
he's
goal.
got me -1 this week.
Yay.
Not happy.
Go Gahey. I took you out last week. Yay, go Gahey.
Not fucking happy.
I don't know who put in, actually. So I'm celebrating, but the guy I put in might not have got any points as well.
I hope he didn't. I genuinely hope he didn't.
Let's just have a quick look. I know this isn't a fantasy football update, but we'll go into it anyway.
I'd really rather not.
I put Digne on. Luca Digne.
Oh, dear.
Villa. He got 2 points, so it's still 3 better off than you are.
I think someone who didn't play is better off than me at the moment.
I've got Gabriel as my other defender who got 9, and Colwell who doesn't play till 7 o'clock on a Sunday evening. What is wrong with people?
Yeah, what is with that?
7 p.m.
2 games have been moved to 7 o'clock at night on a Sunday.
Must be for the fans.
Absolutely
7 o'clock
ludicrous.
till what, 9:30? And then you've got to make your way home and get to work on the Monday.
The FA need to
How
have a look in the fucking mirror.
Stupid
Seriously.
are people on a Sunday? Ridiculous. The FA need fucking shaking and looking at, because that is an absolute disgrace. An absolute disgrace. Yeah. So,
well, talking of Darryl,
really get many points really.
As of yesterday, you were 1 point behind him. As things stand, you're going to overtake him.
Oh, that'll do me then. Norfolk and Hope. Yeah, he's got 23 points.
Yeah, but you got 26. And if you look at where he was yesterday to where you are today.
Well, how many has he got playing tonight? Because I've got Colwell, Palmer and Jackson.
Palmer, Cucurella, Solanke, and
that'll do.
Damsgaard.
I'm happy Palmer getting 20 points because he's my captain and he's not Darryl's.
Yeah, Palmer's my captain.
So
that's literally like all I can hope on.
I will double whatever he scores there. Cucurella I haven't got. He's got Solanke as well. God. And Damsgaard. That's not a good choice. What have you put Damsgaard in your team for, Darryl? Come on, get a grip. Right, I think what we're going to do now is we're going to go to break.
Half-time whistle?
Yes, it probably will be half-time this week. We'll just do 2 halves this week, I think. And we shall see you lovely, lovely, lovely people after the break. Say goodbye, Stitch. Bye. Hello, and welcome back from the break. Now, normally, in part 2, we will start part 2 by playing Who Am I? However, Jim Jam, aka Stitch, has decided can't bother this week. So,
do I get like 5 points just for like, when like a team doesn't turn up and you just get the points?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a bit of a regular thing. I don't think Jim's going to be with us for a little while now going forward.
Should we just declare me as winner then?
Yeah, I think
so. I've won something.
However, we are going to try our best to get a guest on every week, if we can.
Yeah.
And who knows, one of them guests may want to appear a little bit more regularly.
Be nice.
Which would be nice. It would save us having to ask around and get different people on all the time. But I suppose different people's different opinions, and that might also be interesting. So we'll see what happens going forward. But we think Jim's going to be missing for a little while now. Something to do with laziness. I think laziness.
I thought he got bone-idolitis.
That could be it. I thought it might have been a medical condition.
Yeah, it was.
That's right. Bone-idolitis. That sounds awful, that doesn't it?
Let's just hope it doesn't become severe.
Yeah. I wouldn't like anything in my bones.
Chronic.
Chronic. Right. I would like to ask you a question. Now, this is... I have a question based purely on footballing merit alone.
Mm-hmm.
So take every other factor and remove it from your brain right now.
Okay.
Footballing merit only. I think a very deserved winner for the 2034 World Cup. Have you not heard?
I've, yeah. Well, you know how I mentioned the FA are corrupt?
It is.
Right, I just want to point this out.
Saudi Arabia, for those that don't know.
Yes.
Saudi Arabia have won the right...
Through massive bribes.
Sorry. Saudi Arabia have earned the right through their footballing brilliance to host the 2034 World Cup.
So I'm going to word it like this.
Ridiculous!
I'm going to word it like this. This is my opinion on it. After Russia and Qatar won consecutive World Cups, there was a huge investigation in which people lost their jobs, corruption. You know, they went through it. People have gone to prison because of it. And yet, now apparently it's all going to be fair. And our World Cup is going to be in Saudi Arabia. You know, that country that are so good for football. You know, they're so well known.
They are so well known for the football. Obviously, that's why the World Cup's been held there.
Is it because they've got one of the richest leagues in the world because all the players are running off over it?
Well, they've got the richest people in the world, but that's because all the oil and
and they don't have a financial fair play, and they just
Saudi. But I mean, for Saudi Arabia to be hosting the 2034 World Cup for me is, it's gone beyond being a joke now. Russia should never have had it. Not at the time. I'm not saying Russia should never have the World Cup.
No.
They shouldn't have it while Putin's in charge because the guy's a massive bellend. Right. When they've got a real leader, a normal human being in charge, then they should be entitled to the World Cup. Qatar, that was a joke of a World Cup.
You know what was funny, though? I was watching some statistics on this, and they were saying how the games were better because obviously the players were in mid-season fitness levels. And if you compare that to the Euros, I'm actually in agreement. I hated it.
Ruined the season.
Yeah, because everything else afterwards was shit.
It
Premier
ruined
League
the season.
Dropped massively.
And I want my players fighting for the title, going at it thinking, if we win this title, I might make the plane.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my players going into a title fight thinking, fuck me, we finished 4th in that World Cup. That was shit.
Yeah.
We were horrendous, and now I just feel like crap. I don't want my players going into the second half of the season feeling like that. So the World Cup should never be in December. That's ridiculous. It shouldn't be in them countries because, what have they ever contributed to the World Cup other than bribes?
Bribes?
No, other than bribes.
Oh, sorry.
Nothing.
No.
When was the last Saudi Arabian player that joined Leeds and you were like, he's amazing?
You know what? They do one thing, and I'm actually going to back on this. They take politics out of football.
Well, that's for sure.
Because we didn't get all that stupid. Oh, okay, it's not stupid. I get it, but I'm of the firm believer football is football. I don't watch anything for educate. Okay, you watch documentaries for education, but if you're watching entertainment,
I think it is stupid.
I don't want to be lectured on what a piece of shit I am as a human being. Right, I'm aware I'm a piece of shit.
Here's where I'll go with it. Are you on about the rainbow laces and the rainbows? Right.
And the armband. And
here's where I go, right. If somebody chooses, I am captain of this football club, I'd like to wear a rainbow armband.
Crack on.
Because I want to personally promote gays,
represent my
lesbians.
Represent my beliefs.
Whatever. I'm okay with it. I wouldn't word it as represent their beliefs, and I'll explain why in a minute.
Okay.
Because gay people exist. It's a thing. They're around us.
Yeah.
Right, there's a reason I'm going somewhere with it. Lesbians exist. They're around us. Mm-hmm. You can see them. You can talk to them.
Yeah.
They're human beings.
Yeah.
So I'm okay if you want to fight a cause off your own back and you go, I want rainbow laces. I want a rainbow captain's armband. Okay, cool. No problem. I don't like that people are being forced into it. Also, when somebody that I did like then writes above that rainbow, I love God, or God loves us.
I love Jesus.
I love Jesus.
Fair play to him.
Well, when was the last conversation you had with Jesus?
About 15 years ago, as I was vomiting over a toilet. Oh, no, it was God.
It was definitely God. Yeah. And, by the way, he didn't know you.
He did. I never got drunk again because I stopped drinking.
didn't know you that night. Still spewing blood. My point is, don't write God or Jesus or anything on it because it's just bullshit fairy tales. That's like me going on to a football pitch going, well, I want a captain's armband that's got pictures of Santa Claus on it. Because I believe in Santa Claus.
You know what? No.
Why are we in 2024 and people are still religious?
No, I don't mind that.
You're all fucking idiots.
You know what? I've got
all of you, not one religion. All of you are absolute dickheads. How can you get to 30 years old and still believe an invisible man, he, she, they, them, zim, dickheads, anything, lives in the fucking sky, right? He loves you. He loves you with all his heart, but if you don't do what I want you to do, I'm going to send you to this place within the burny, fiery pits of hell. We'll call it Australia, where all the snakes can bite you and all the spiders are fucking bigger than you.
If you look at it like this, right?
Come on.
It's hotter.
Are we not at a point in time now where we've got enough evidence to prove you shouldn't be that fucking moronic to believe all that
My
bullshit.
issue is not with that. If you want to believe in religion, then fine. If that's what helps you sleep at night, great. I don't mind that. What annoyed me
I think you're a moron.
What annoyed me was he has to wear an armband to express solidarity with the LGBTQ plus alphabetical community. Yep. But because he puts I love Jesus on that because of his religious position, not allowed to do that. Why not?
All over it.
Yeah, but what I mean is, why is it acceptable to put one belief system above another belief system?
No, I agree.
If you're going to do this, I'm sorry, but your beliefs are your beliefs. And again, this is where it comes into the freedom of speech thing. At what point does feelings outcrop fact?
See, but that's what I would do, is I would come into it and go, you can't put God or Jesus or anything like that onto your armband. Because
that took Tottenham so long to slice Southampton to fucking ribbons.
Oh, bless their heart. Are they losing already?
Hey, Jim, how's this one fucking look for you?
Right, so...
We're getting another manager sacking.
Holy shit. 45 seconds it's just taken. I mean, I personally think Martin needs to be sacked. Because I think...
He's too stubborn.
Gentle.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make too much noise. I personally think Martin needs to be sacked because they are fucking awful at the minute. But yeah, I'm okay going, you want to support the alphabet community, that's fine, because them being around and being a thing is a fact. There are gay people, there are bi people, there are lesbians. I'm okay with that, no problem. You want to support them? Fine. No problem with that. You give me any form of evidence that Jesus or God exists. So it's not about beliefs, it's about facts. So the first thing you said to me was the factual thing. I'm all for that because gays and lesbians, again, are factual. They are here. They're all around us. You can talk to them and they're just normal human beings. No problem. If you want to support them, then fine, go support them. It's no different than me supporting Arsenal. You supporting the alphabet community, it's fine.
Yeah.
But don't give me this bullshit that you're supporting Jesus and God or Allah or the eight-armed elephant or whatever it is that the Chinese, the Buddhists are into or whatever it is. Buddha, the big fat thing that sits there and doesn't do anything. Because it's all just horseshit. This has got very religious for a football podcast, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it is a point because they are bringing it into football, so it's their own fault.
I just
think wasn't on his armband. I also think it's very ironic that the one person that's pissing on the alphabet community by writing I love Jesus is called Gay He.
Yeah.
There is a slight irony in that.
I just think it's not very good if you're saying you must promote this belief, but you're not allowed to promote your own belief. Kind of hypocritical.
Not really, because the rainbow belief is factual. The Jesus belief is bullshit. And that's where I was going with it. Because you were on about facts.
Yeah.
Well, the alphabet community is a factual thing. It's there in front of you. And there are people everywhere, members of the alphabet community. No problem. I've seen them. I've spoken to them. I have friends that are in the alphabet community.
So
no problem. What I don't have is God and Jesus as friends. I've never spoken to them. I've never seen them. Not on telly. Not in a book. Not fucking anywhere. I haven't seen them. Do you know why? Because they don't fucking exist. It's not a thing. Have you ever had a chat with Paddington Bear? No, because he's made up. I haven't had a fucking chat with Scooby-Doo either. It's just, it's 2024. Let's just grow up. Let's all be adults. And let's realise that fairy tales are just that. Right? If you want to go and pray to fucking Snow White or whatever it is you want to do, then fine, go and do it. But don't throw it down the throats of everybody else because we're bored of it. Normal human adults that are adulting are bored of it. Because, here's the kicker, it's bollocks! You'll need to fucking grow up. You even turn me American for a minute then. That's how much it annoys me. I have got no issue with anybody choosing to promote the alphabet community. Not in any way, shape or form. Rainbow laces, rainbow boots, pink boots, rainbow armband. However you want to do it, that's fine. I have no issue
with choosing to. My issue comes with being forcing to. And the beauty of Qatar was they didn't have to do it. Because, though they literally said you can't do it. But
they did sort of force the opposite on them.
Yeah, which I don't agree with.
Because it's like, Kane was like, I'm still happy to wear it. I know you said we don't have to, but I'm happy to wear it. Yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go. If Kane wants to wear the rainbow armband.
But that's where I stand
problem.
with it.
No, you're not allowed to. Well, you can't really have it both
But this is what makes me laugh. Why is it acceptable in all the Western countries to do it? But the second you go out into the East, no, you don't have to do it. Why not?
Yeah, but they all bow down to it, though.
But that's what I'm saying. Why is it?
Even the English FA, who are so hell-bent on demanding that everybody
wears... It's like a
two-tier
system, isn't it?
Like, everybody's going to be in the same fucking kit soon. You're just going to have a rainbow kit. You're just going to have to work out which team's yours and which isn't.
I identify as a Man United player.
If you dislike somebody just because they are gay or lesbian or bi or whatever the other alphabet letters stand for, you're a fucking idiot.
I agree.
I don't dislike somebody because they're religious. I do look at you as a little bit more stupid than normal human beings because you believe in a fairy tale, but I'm not going to dislike you just because you believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to have that in the back of my head that you're a bit weird. You're not quite as fully functioning as the rest of society. And that's it. But I don't dislike you for it. You're literally talking about morons that dislike somebody because he's gay.
Yeah.
What is that? Are we not, like, 2024? Come on. I mean, racism as well. You're literally disliking somebody because their skin colour is different to you. But guess what? You go on holiday to change your fucking skin colour.
Yep.
Because you want to be what? Darker. Fucking hell. And then you look at a black guy and you don't like him because he's black. Are you fucking stupid?
Maybe you just not...
Is it just me that doesn't get it?
Maybe you've just like cottoned on. It's jealousy.
That could be what it is. Yeah, but guess what? You can get as much of a tan as you want. Your dick ain't going to grow. It's still going to be pencil dick, like it's not going to help. So you're still going to be jealous of the black guy anyway.
The old chipolata.
Absolutely. So you're still going to be jealous of him regardless, no matter how many times you go on holiday every year. But I don't get the whole... I get people make jokes about it. People make jokes about fucking domestic violence and all sorts. There was a big hoo-ha about Matt Rife not too long ago, if you remember.
Yeah.
Because he made a DV joke, a domestic violence joke about something about a woman being in the kitchen or something. I can't remember what the joke was, but it was quite funny. But again, going back to Ricky Gervais, you say these things on the
get the reaction. You're trying to get a reaction.
Understanding that, like, if I tell you a joke that's below the belt, I'm telling you that joke because I'm fucking 100% certain you're not part of the group that I'm having a go at. You wouldn't go up to a paedophile and tell him a paedophile joke, is the kind of thing I'm going at.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go up to a racist and give him a racist joke because he's going to take it too seriously. Whereas normal human beings would just find it a bit funny. They go, oh, that's out of order, but it did make me laugh.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's all these people that, like, they're in the crowds and they're shouting racist abuse and we've just got to accept it because it's going to happen, and it is just going to happen, and it is a learned behaviour. That's my biggest issue. Behaviour. It's a learned behaviour. Because my daughter's 5, and I don't even think she realises there's people of different colours in her school.
No.
I don't think she notices that they're different colours. She just knows they're different to her. You're a different person to I am.
No, it is.
You've got a different name, different date of birth. You're different to me. But it's not because of the skin colour, just because you're literally physically another human being.
Yeah.
Because my daughter's never mentioned anything about anybody in her school being a different colour. She's never brought up race. She's never brought up colour. She's never brought up accents or languages or nothing. Because she doesn't know the difference.
But it is a learnt thing.
And that's the biggest problem. That is the biggest problem we've got.
Yeah. But it's like Morgan Freeman said, the easiest way to get rid of it is to stop talking about it. Because while you're making an issue of it, you're highlighting it and making the problem
And
worse.
then people question it. Like I say, because it doesn't get brought up in our house. My daughter's never asked me about race or anything. And I'm fairly certain your son's never asked you anything about it either.
No.
Because...
Why would he?
For me, I'm going to talk about Ian Wright in the same way I would talk about Alan Smith, for example.
Yeah.
Both ex-Arsenal strikers, both absolutely superb at what they did.
I'd say Wright was better.
Wright was definitely better. But they're both brilliant at what they did.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Okay, for different reasons. Wright was more of a fox in the box. Alan Smith was more back with his head. He was a bit tougher on the ball to begin with, whereas it took Wright a little bit of time to get into it. But still, both great strikers, both for Arsenal, both scored loads of goals. That's where it ends. I would never mention colour to my daughter, ever. Because there's no need to. They're both human beings, so that's where it starts and ends for me.
Yeah. No, I'm with her.
I mean, there are people walking around that are not fucking fully human. I've seen a couple of them today on the way out. Fucking drive like absolute monsters. I'm fairly certain Men in Black is closer to reality than what we care to realise, because there's some absolute fucking weirdos about. But yeah, for me, skin colour and race, creed, what you decide to do in your private life, how you treat people makes you human or not. Not what you choose or who you want to love.
I think one of the problems we've got at the moment is that people are trying to use an identity rather than being like who they are. They feel this need to identify with something.
Yeah, they need to be in a group of some sort.
It's like, let's take me for example. I don't make the fact that I'm autistic the main thing about me. It's not. It's something I have, and it's part of me. It's not what defines me. It's not me. I am not autism with tin ribs.
Yep, true.
But there seems to be this
somebody
thing.
Scored another one.
Yeah, Son just scored. And it's like, for me, it seems that this current generational that we're in, they have to have something before themselves. I am this before I am me.
Yeah.
And I just think it's kind of sad, really. It's sad that we have to have these labels to fit into.
Like you see a lot of these videos with like Charlie Kirk and stuff, and they're all going, well, you're racist, you're this, you're that. And he literally sat there going, explain to me why I am, and I'll accept it, because I don't think I am.
Yeah.
So if you can convince me that I am, then fine. Well, because you are. That's entitlement. That's not an argument.
Mm-hmm.
So you just think you're better than him, therefore you can tell him what he is. Explain to him.
Yeah, but most people haven't got that intelligence.
Because the things you say are racist. What have I said that's racist? Well, the things you say. It's not a fucking fully formed argument. It's not even a fully formed sentence, for fuck's sake. Think about it. If you're going to argue with somebody, think about what you're saying.
You know what's more worrying, though? These
you
people
are very worrying.
I am, yes.
I'm on my own with him today. That's why I've got my back up here. Hey, bodyguard.
But what worries me is they're at university. They're the next generation of intellectuals.
Do you want me to frighten you even more?
Go on.
One of them is going to be Prime Minister one day.
Yeah. Mind you, have you seen the nuts we've got at the moment? Oops, sorry, did I say a naughty word?
It's only a naughty word if you are one.
Well, he protected Jimmy Savile for many years, didn't he?
Well, I don't like the fact that he's an Arsenal fan, to be honest, because it's making us all look fucking bad.
Oh dear.
I reckon him coming out as an Arsenal fan has upset us so much that we're not playing well anymore. We're that upset that the Prime Minister's an Arsenal fan. The players have just gone, even the foreigners have come in and gone, he supports us. I'm just going to give up then. I'm not doing it because I don't want him to be happy anymore because he's a dick. You're not meant to slag off the Prime Minister of your country, but, he is a bellend. So what do you want us to do? We'll probably get arrested like Tommy Robinson now.
Probably,
we've gone against the norm.
I know, yeah.
That's why I hide myself from camera. Look, see, it's me. Yeah, we don't care. We don't care. Tim Ribs does, but it's, for other reasons.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get sacked for having a stupid opinion. You probably will.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really want to lose your job. But trust me, if one of us wins the lottery one day, he will be on camera and this podcast will just become loads of giveaways pretty much.
That'd be amazing.
It'll be like a giveaway at the end of every month. Whoever can call Tin Ribs the most horrific name will buy you a football shirt. If you can get Jim Jam to cry before the end of this month, we'll buy you a football shirt. It'd be that kind of thing, I reckon. Yeah, it'd be quite good. It'd be entertaining, I think.
Yeah,
it could go into something like that. But, winning the lottery is probably not going to happen. So, unfortunately, that will never be a thing.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But, yeah, let's go back into football. We are currently, in the background, watching Southampton. I would say they're being taught a lesson, but they don't learn, so therefore it's not a lesson.
Well, I don't know.
They are being...
It does look like someone's planning his route to the job centre. I did look at him like on the computer screen, probably typing in the postcode for the local job centre. Because he's definitely getting his P45 in the morning. This is ridiculous.
What minute are we in now? Right, we're just going to grab the phone, peeps. Right, we are in the 16th minute. 15 and a half minutes played.
Yeah.
Tottenham are currently 3-0 up in 15 minutes. And could be more. It could definitely be more. Have you got the game over there?
No, I'm just reading the...
Right, so it could definitely be more. Spurs are absolutely going to town on Southampton. And I think we could see the first ever half-time sacking. If it carries on like this.
Yeah.
Because Southampton have already conceded 9 in recent memory.
Yeah.
Get your words out. Twice.
This could be their next 9-0.
This could be 10. Well, I don't want to say that Spurs are going to get the biggest win in Premier League history, but I mean, I'm not against it happening at this point because I think it probably will. Because Southampton are just that bad.
It's looking pretty dark.
It's awful. It's awful. So yeah, that's quite embarrassing. There's another game on. What's the score of that?
0-0 at the moment.
That's at Chelsea-Brentford?
Yeah, Chelsea-Brentford.
At Chelsea?
Yes.
Well, Chelsea are not doing too well, considering they're at home, and they've got a chance to catch points on Liverpool.
They are smashing them. 77% possession, 5 shots on 5 shots, 1 on target.
Yeah, there was
Brentford's 23%.
There was a game earlier where one of the teams had got 70% possession and got battered. So possession means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's all one-way traffic.
It's can you finish your dinner? That's all that matters. Can you finish your dinner? That's all that matters. And if they don't, then that's it. Southampton are really upset because they came within a mile of scoring a goal but failed. And obviously Armstrong was then like, oh, yeah, I nearly scored. Oh, hit the corner flag, but
I mean, that's a fantastic cross.
Nearest they're going to get to
that is an absolutely fantastic cross.
Good cross, and the header was directly at the goalkeeper. Yeah, I'd be upset with that as well, Armstrong. There is only one team that could go 3-0 up after 15 minutes and lose a game, though, and that would be Spurs. Yeah. So,
I'm just really
it's
impressed.
Not all over for Southampton now, I'll be honest.
I'm just really impressed with that. I mean, Dibbling used the outside of his foot to swing that cross in. It was absolutely beautiful.
For me, he's their best player, and he was getting shit online from Saints fans the other week. Yeah. I couldn't get my head around it at all. I think Dibbling is a phenomenal talent.
Yeah.
And I think he could be a future international. And I mean, comfortably an international as well. Like, get a good sort of 60, 70 caps maybe. Because I think he has got that potential.
He does look good.
Quite frankly, little Mr. Dibbling. Very, very... Or Dibbling. Yeah, very, very good player. I forgot his name. But yeah, Spurs are currently spanking him. And it's just looking painful for Southampton. It's no wonder Jim Jam doesn't want to be here for that. That's probably why he's not here for the next few weeks, is because they're so bad. He's sick of sitting here going, I'm okay with being relegated.
I reckon he's on hunger strike till Russell Martin gets fired, and that's why he's not here. Because he's literally wasting away.
So he hasn't got the energy to drive down,
Exactly.
is what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's probably... Yeah, that could be true. If you've still got the dexterity in your fingers, Jim Jam, just text us and let us know that you're all right, mate. Don't go on hunger strike, because he's probably never going to get sacked, and you'll end up disappearing.
Wasting away.
He will waste away. If he's waiting for Martin to get sacked, he probably will, because he should have been sacked months ago.
I know, yeah, it's looking dire, isn't it?
Even Leicester have bit the bullet and... Okay, they've employed an unknown, but it's not going to be much worse, is it? Let's be honest. I think he's won 2 in the first 4. That's not a bad record for winning 50%. You know. And Southampton have won what? 1 this century? I mean, they're not doing well, are they? Let's be honest. They only just scraped past you guys in the fire. How the fuck they won that game, I'll never know. I only found it amusing because I was sat with a Leeds fan that was literally in pain throughout the whole 90 minutes.
It was painful to watch.
But it was a boring game, and Southampton were fucking awful in that final.
Yeah.
But, as I said in the first half, Arsenal were absolutely shocking in the 2005 FA Cup final, but won it on penalties.
Sometimes it's all that matters.
You know, it's putting the ball in the back of the net, be it penalties, be it open play, be it whatever it is. Because everyone was complaining, weren't they? Oh, they brought out an Arsenal badge instead of the cannon. It was a corner flag.
Oh, I saw that.
A corner flag FC or corner FC or whatever they were calling us. And then we went and played Monaco and beat them 3-0 with 3 open goals from open play.
Did you like my the one I sent you of all the Arsenal players and Stoke kits?
Yeah, but I'm okay with it though. I'm okay with it. Because then we get to playing like Everton.
Yeah.
And we can't score open play or corners.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm happy if we go into a game and score 3 corners and win 3-0. Because it means we scored.
Though I won't lie, I bet everyone who's got Pickford in their dream team was screaming for joy with how many saves he made.
I know, yeah, because they weren't even that difficult to make.
No.
Oh, Tottenham are attacking again. This is really poor from Southampton.
They haven't stopped.
It's been pretty one-way traffic, hasn't it?
You know when you play on a Sunday morning, you've got that one team that just spank everyone like 9-0?
Yeah. That's what this game looks like.
Yeah, this looks like a Sunday morning where the one team that's like in that league purely
Southampton during this game currently look like that one team that get the golden ticket and they're in Division 5. But because so many teams have dropped out, they then go to Division 1. And they're not all ready for the jump. And they sort of get there and think, yeah, we're in Division 1. And they play the first game and they go, we should not be in Division 1.
Yeah.
That's currently what Southampton look like.
Yeah, they do.
And they've just been promoted, so it's not like they were a bad team last year.
No, they were quite good last season.
But it's like...
Ooh, bad Tottenham defending, though.
Something I will say as well, right, and we did touch on it last time Jim was here. Was that last week? I think he was here last week. All this playing out from the back. Stop doing it. It's stupid. 90% of goalkeepers are not good enough to do it. So why are we doing it? And even then, right, we bought Raya because he's good with his feet. Yeah, sort of. But even him, 40% of the time, will go long.
Yeah. It's about
Southampton, who have not got the goalkeepers to do that, play short 100% of the time. Yeah. What are you doing?
You say that, but
surely
McCarthy just leathered it straight out from...
He's probably getting fucking fed up with it, that's why. He's like, at least if I hoof it, I've got 10 seconds of peace. Yeah. If I go short, I've got 1 second of peace before my defender goes, what's that? And loses it, and the ball comes straight back at me. Southampton really are poor at the minute.
I'm not going to lie.
They're awful.
I mean, we play out from the back, and it works. But again...
Leeds, by the way.
Yeah.
It's not about us as in us two on a Friday night. It's not about Leeds.
I play out from the back on a Friday night.
I don't. Not when I'm a keeper. I just hoof it.
Yeah, well, I can't kick, so.
I'm like a John Smith advert. Have it!
You know what's weird about my goal kicks? Now they've actually started getting decent. They're just like drawn to whoever's in midfield on the opposition. It's weird. But no, it's like, if you've got the right players, it's easy to do. Southampton just don't have the right players.
But isn't that part of your managerial job, is to spot the fact that you haven't got the players and then try something different and try something new?
Yeah, I mean, it seems that Russell Martin thinks he's got Man City players on a Oxford budget.
Man City don't even have Man City players at the moment. Let's be honest, right? Because they're getting
that was a terrible. That was an
left, right, and centre.
Example.
It wasn't a great analogy, that one. I'll be honest with you.
Was it?
Kind of.
It's the analogy that's
stepped on the fire.
It's the analogy that's worked for the last 7 years, but now all of a sudden.
Yeah, but now Rodri's out. Now the one-man team have lost the one man. Yeah, I'll say it again. One-man team.
But yeah, it's like if you've got the right players, people who are confident
yeah, but
on the
Arsenal
ball.
are decent at playing out from the back.
Yeah, they are.
But they don't do it 100% of the time.
Well, if you keep doing it, you allow too much pressure on yourself.
Hence, hello Southampton.
Yeah. And they don't have the defence to deal with the pressure.
If it carries on like this, when the ball goes back to the keeper, their keeper's going to be pressing. Like Tottenham's keeper is going to be pressing the defenders because he's going to get that bored. Just sat up there doing absolutely naff all. He's going to join the attack, and you'll have Forster doing what David James did for City all them years ago and going up front.
Do you reckon
Papasar's just run past our whole defence? Yeah. There was 8 people between him and the goal line.
Do you reckon if they get to 8-0 and they're in the dying minutes and get a corner, Forster's like, I'm doing this, I'm going up.
I reckon if they get to... Look, Southampton fans are leaving already.
Jesus Christ.
The Saints fans walking out. Saints are at home.
26 minutes.
And we're on 25 minutes, 15 seconds, and there are Saints fans walking out of the stadium as we speak. This is just... I mean, they are 4-0 down in 25 minutes. That is horrendous.
Oh, that's brilliant.
This is... I mean, I'm... Okay, so let's start this episode again, right?
Start again.
Welcome to Sundaypundits show. Jim Jam's not here because he's dying in a flood of tears because his team are beyond garbage. They're so shit are Southampton. He took Southampton to the local dump and they threw him out again because they were too shit.
They're not even a third through this game and they're already 4-0 down.
4-0 in 26 minutes. I'd be enjoying it more if it wasn't Tottenham, I'll be honest with you. The fact that it's Tottenham is a little depressing because obviously I don't want them to do well. And because it's Tottenham, I don't have any of their players in my dream team.
I genuinely wish Jim Jam was here.
I'm not sure I could deal... I can't be arsed swimming back to the house, to be honest. It's going to cry that much. This is going to be the one that even Jim Jam goes, I think Russell Martin should be sacked.
You know The Simpsons when Bart's got the video where Lisa turns around and breaks Martin's heart. Not Martin, Ralph Wiggins' heart.
Yeah,
like,
the exact moment. Actually pinpoint the exact moment his heart breaks.
Yeah, that'd be us with Jim Jam. You see the moment.
I'd be flicking through it frame by frame to find that bit where Jim just goes, and you can see, I know we're taking it. Look, Spurs are even making a sub because that one of their players has scored too many goals in 26 minutes, so they're bringing him off and bringing us up. I'm sorry, Jim. I'm sorry if you are listening. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry at all, but I'm sorry, Jim. But I'll be honest, I think part of this is his fault for defending the manager for so long. I think if you're going to defend a manager that's clearly not good enough, you deserve this in the end at some point. You're missing a really good pod, Jim. We're enjoying this one, mate. We have got very religious at one point and we have got very sort of anti-statement, but isn't that what
sorry, my eyes are actually burning from tears.
Most podcasts do that anyway, don't they? They talk about the difference between men and women and they talk about their jobs and their relationships, and we generally don't do that. We generally stick to football and football only. But just occasionally, it's funny to sort of step out of your comfort zone. And, you know, we don't just talk pointless bullshit about football. We talk pointless bullshit about other things. So why not integrate that into it while we've got the opportunity to do it? So we did. We did. But if you've got any of your own thoughts and opinions, feel free to get in touch. Sundaypundits@gmail.com. We will reply to everybody if it is a question. If it's a statement, we probably won't.
Literally just sent me a picture, and it's all the fans swarming out of St Mary's.
Yeah, it's... Oh God, there's loads as well in there. Jesus. We've just been sent a picture of St Mary's Stadium from the outside, like a drone shot from outside, and there is a lot of supporters that have just gone running for the hills, shall we say. They've literally sprinted out the stadium. And to be honest, I don't blame them, because
I can't breathe.
I mean, I'm not a Saints fan, but I am an Arsenal fan, so obviously I don't really want Spurs to do as well as they're doing. This is even painful for me to watch, and I'm not Southampton. So for somebody that supports Southampton, especially for the guys that like, I mean, Jim has supported Southampton ever since I've met him years and years and years and years ago. So he's clearly a proper fan. He's not like glory hunter because they got promoted last year. And this must hurt.
What, like
to see your team 4-0 down in 26 minutes or whatever it was. When it's now 30, but...
Like my eyes. My eyes hurt.
There are tears streaming down Timber's face. It's really quite entertaining to watch. But even that, look, Spurs' defence have just pointlessly given the ball away. And then he's fouled him because he couldn't get back at him. He's got a yellow card. The most pointless yellow card I've ever seen in my life.
Who got that? Don't say Poirot.
It's one of the young guys, number 15. Who's number 15? Lucas Bergval. Who's that?
I don't know. All I know is Pedro Porro's come on, and it's like...
Pedro Porro's come on or gone off?
Yeah, he's on. He came on for the injured player.
Oh, was he injured? I thought he'd scored too many. That's why they took him off.
Possibly.
You're embarrassing Southampton too much. We're going to bring you off, and we're going to put Porro on.
Limped off, and Porro's gone on.
Forster's like, yeah, move over. Yeah, just hold there. It's going nowhere anyway.
I need a clean sheet now for my dream team, because my dream team has sucked so badly.
Have you got Porro in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping he wouldn't play, because then I'd get Braithwaite put in, but, you know.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, if you have players that don't play and you've got subs, it takes them in order, and Braithwaite is literally my first step in.
Well, that's interesting.
But if you're going to drop a ball on a keeper who's literally like the mountain from Game of Thrones.
He's about 6'4", isn't he, or 6'5"?
No, I think he's like 6'7" or something stupid.
I know he's massive. Like, he's really, really tall, isn't he? Yeah. But he's also massive as well. He's
big
a
lad.
unit, proper unit.
Oh yeah,
he's not like Peter Crouch.
He literally controls that box. He literally that 18-yard box is his. Anything thrown in.
I don't think I'd fancy going in one-on-one with him. I'll be honest. Because he's a bit bigger than me, even though I'm fat and overweight.
He's a big lad.
Still probably got a bit more than me.
He's a big boy.
But yeah, this is shocking. Like, I mean, it's become a bit of a watch along this second half. But it is all Spurs, just attack, and can Saints hold out without conceding 10 is going to be the only question for this game. So I think what we're going to do is me and Tim Ribs are now going to end the podcast this week.
Yes,
we've possibly bored you enough with the bullshit that we've gone on a tangent with this week. So I'm not going to apologise for it, because it's something a bit different, and it is, it came about because we were talking about football. So it's part of it, and it's all part of the same sort of umbrella. Looking at all the empty seats now in St Mary's.
That's clear. There's more red seats.
So yeah, we don't really apologise for it, and we'll be talking more about that pointless bullshit during the international breaks anyway, because we're going to have them off and just record different pods anyway.
I might actually pay attention to a few of the games though.
What,
I just want to see how Tuchel does.
I'm
willing to.
I'm curious as to see whether we're going to attack a little bit more. And the thing is he's already on about keeping Kane on as captain, and I'm like, he shouldn't even be part of the fucking team anymore.
Yeah, but is he saying it's lip service?
Well, in which case, I don't want him in charge of the fucking country. I want him to say what he wants to say. I want a manager that's going to have the bollocks to just say what they want to say and not pay lip service to anybody.
Well, he said he wants to keep him around. That doesn't necessarily mean captain.
He said he was going to keep him captain.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. What a fucking waste. I don't want to hear that. I don't even want him part of the team. He's a great striker. But after a long season now at 30-odd, he is not the same player in the summer.
No.
So you need somebody else to fill in. So yeah, anyway, stop talking bollocks, Stretch. We're going to go now. And we are going to see you wonderful people next week. And hopefully we'll have a guest next week. We're not sure who yet. We're going to sort of discuss over some things and see whether we can get somebody in. So until next week, it's au revoir from me.
Toodaloo.